Love is not just an emotion, it is a journey, a transformation. As Rumi's life becomes intertwined with Shams of Tabriz, he finds himself challenged in ways he never expected. Shams pushes him beyond the boundaries of his comfort, beyond the safety of his intellect, and deep into the heart of love itself. Rumi is no longer just a scholar or a preacher, he is becoming a lover of the divine. Meanwhile, in the modern world, Ella is going through her own transformation. Her once quiet life is now filled with questions and emotions she never dared to explore. Through reading the novel Sweet Blasphemy, she begins to realize that love is not a predictable path. It is a force that can shake a person to the core. It tears down walls and builds a new life in their place. Each rule from Shams is like a small lantern on this long, winding path. These next 10 rules, rules 11 to 20, are not just words of wisdom. They are living truths, breathing through Rumi and Ella, leading them, and all of us, closer to love and the truth of our souls. Rule number 11, the quest for love changes you. The quest for love changes us. There is no seeker among those who search for love who has not matured on the way. The moment you start looking for love, you start to change within and without. Rumi begins his journey as a respected scholar and teacher. He has followers, a reputation, and a structured life. But when Shams enters his world, everything starts to shift. Shams tells him clearly, love will change you. Not just a little, but completely. Rumi doesn't fully understand what this means at first, but soon he begins to feel the cracks forming in the life he once thought was perfect. The same thing happens with Ella. At the beginning of Sweet Blasphemy, she is a stay-at-home mother, living in a comfortable but emotionally distant marriage. Her life looks fine on the outside, but inside she feels empty. When she starts reading the book and talking to Aziz, her thoughts begin to change. She starts asking questions she has never asked before, about love, freedom, and her own happiness. Love is not a gentle experience. It shakes us up, forces us to face our fears, and demands that we grow. Whether it is Rumi letting go of his pride or Ella learning to listen to her heart, the journey of love leaves no one the same. Once you start searching for love, you are already on your way to becoming someone new. Rule number 12, be like a river, not a stone. There are thousands of ways to kneel and kiss the ground. Your way is not the only way. Never take your own religious path as the correct one and dismiss the rest as false. Disregard bigotry. The road to the truth is as narrow as the edge of a razor. Shams tells Rumi that the spiritual path is wide and full of diversity. There is no single way to reach the divine. Many people, especially in Rumi's time, believed that their way was the only right way. Shams challenges this idea and encourages Rumi to open his heart to other forms of worship, belief, and understanding. Ella has also grown up with certain fixed ideas. She believes that being a good wife and mother is all she is meant to do. She thinks love must follow a certain shape, one that is safe, legal, and accepted by society. But as she explores new thoughts and emotions, she begins to see that love cannot be limited to rules or expectations. It flows like a river and cannot be trapped like a stone. When we think our way is the only way, we block ourselves from the beauty of others. Shams reminds us to be soft like water, not hard like stone. A river nourishes everything in its path, while a stone just sits in one place. Love, like a river, keeps moving, flowing, and embracing everything it touches. Rule number 13, the mirror of love. God is a meticulous clockmaker. So precise is his order that everything on earth happens in its own time, neither a minute late nor a minute early. Rumi wonders why Shams entered his life when he did. Why not earlier? Why now? Shams explains that everything happens at the exact right time, even if we don't understand it. There is a divine order behind all things. We may want answers, but life has its own rhythm. Ella feels something similar. Her connection with Aziz seems sudden, almost like fate. She wonders if she was meant to meet him all along, and if her whole life has been leading to this moment. Even though she is confused deep inside, she feels like this is no accident. Some invisible clock is ticking, guiding her through this experience. Sometimes we think we are lost or late, but we are actually right on time. Love comes when we are ready, even if we don't feel ready. Every meeting, Every heartbreak, every joy is timed perfectly by the universe. We just have to trust the clockmaker. Rule number 14, trust the process of life. If you want to change the way others treat you, you should first change the way you treat yourself. Rumi is told by Shams that before he can experience true love, he must first love himself. Not in a selfish way, but in a deep, honest way. He must face his fears, let go of guilt, and treat himself with kindness. Only then will others treat him with the same love and respect. Ella has always put others first, her husband, her children, her duties. She has never taken time to ask herself what she wants, what makes her happy. As she begins to change, she also starts to feel fear. Will people judge her? Will her life fall apart? But slowly she learns to trust the process of life. Even the pain is part of her growth. Trusting life means accepting both the good and the bad. It means believing that every thorn has a purpose, and every moment is part of a bigger picture. When we begin to treat ourselves with love, the world responds. Life becomes softer, kinder, and more beautiful. Rule number 15, be present, be awake. Do not go with the flow, be the flow. Rumi has always followed the customs and traditions of his time. He is respected because he follows the rules. But Shams challenges him to stop following and start leading. Not with force, but with love. He tells Rumi to stop drifting and start flowing from within. Ella realizes she has been on autopilot. Her days are routine, her emotions numb. She has been flowing with the current of her life without really living. But now she wants to wake up. She wants to feel alive again, to make choices based on her true self. To be awake is to live each moment with awareness. It means not just doing what others expect, but listening to your own heart. Life is not meant to be a river that drags us along. We are meant to be the river, alive, moving, and full of power. Rule number 16, your enemy is your teacher. The midwife knows that when there is no pain, the way for the baby cannot be opened. Rumi is warned by Shams that pain will be part of his journey. He will be criticized, misunderstood, and even hated by some. But this pain is necessary. Just like birth, a new self can only be born through struggle. The people who hurt him will actually help him grow. Ella is also feeling the weight of her changes. She starts to see who supports her and who judges her. The discomfort is real, and at times it makes her want to go back to her old life. But she knows that this pain is opening the door to something new. Instead of running from our enemies or hard times, Shams tells us to face them. They are our teachers, sent to help us grow. Every challenge is a chance to discover something deeper about ourselves. Rule number 17, suffering is not a punishment, but a gift. Each and every one of us, without exception, is designed to be God's delegate on earth. Shams teaches Rumi that pain is not a punishment, it is a message. When we suffer, we are being called back to our true selves. We are being invited to remember that we carry the divine within us, and that we have a purpose beyond comfort. Ella begins to reflect on her unhappiness. For years, she thought she was just unlucky or stuck. But now she sees that her sadness was trying to wake her up. It was a gift, not a curse. It led her to a book, a conversation, and a new way of seeing the world. When we change our view of suffering, everything changes. We stop asking, why me? And start asking, what is this teaching me? In that moment, pain becomes sacred and healing begins. Rule number 18, silence holds the deepest truths. If your love is only limited to those who think and act like you, your faith is mere pretension. Rumi has spent his life speaking, writing sermons, teaching students, answering questions. But Shams shows him the power of silence. In silence, we can hear the divine. In silence, we can truly listen, not just to others, but to our own hearts. Ella realizes that love is not proven by words. It is shown in how we treat people, especially those who are different from us. She begins to look at her family, friends, and even strangers with new eyes. Love is not about agreeing, it is about embracing. The deepest truths do not need loud voices. They live in quiet moments, in still hearts, in deep breaths. Sometimes the most loving thing we can do is to simply be present. Rule number 19, love transcends the physical. Fret not where the road will take you, instead concentrate on the first step. Rumi hesitates. If he follows Shams, he will lose everything he has built: his job, his status, his comfort. But Shams tells him not to focus on the end. Just take the first step. Love will guide the rest. Ella stands at a similar crossroad. Her feelings for Aziz are strong, but her fear is stronger. What will happen if she follows her heart? What if everything falls apart? But she also knows that staying still is not an option anymore. Taking the first step is always the hardest. But once we move, the path unfolds. We do not need to see the whole road, just enough to keep going. Love doesn't always give answers, but it always shows us the way. Rule number 20, surrender to love and it will guide you. Stay away from all extremes, for they will destroy your inner balance. Shams reminds Rumi that this world is temporary. Everything we see, our homes, our jobs, even our relationships, will one day fade. What remains is love, the kind of love that connects us to God and to each other. Ella has been holding tightly to a life that no longer fits. She thought security would bring happiness, but now she sees that real joy comes from letting go, from trusting love, even when it is uncertain, even when it is scary. To surrender is not to give up. It is to open your hands and heart. It is to stop controlling and start trusting. When we let go of extremes and follow love, we find peace, not in the world, but within ourselves. These 10 rules mark a powerful chapter in the journey of love. For Rumi, it is a breaking and a blooming. He is learning to love without limits, without fear. For Ella, it is a rebirth. She is stepping into a new version of herself, shaped not by duty, but by desire and truth. Love is not always easy. It is filled with confusion, loss, and growth. But it is also the most beautiful force in the world. It transforms, it heals, it awakens. The journey is not over. 20 more rules await, and with each one, the path becomes clearer. Not just for Rumi and Ella, but for all of us walking the road of love. If this video touched your heart or gave you something to think about, please like this video to support the channel. Subscribe to Whirling Dervishes so you don't miss the rest of this soulful journey through the 40 rules of love. And most importantly, leave a comment below. Tell us which rule spoke to you the most and how it relates to your own path. Let's keep walking this road together. Until next time, stay open, stay kind, and keep loving deeply.